Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning, the 29th of January. I'm Barry Fair. Thanks for joining me here in the studio at nearly 20 minutes to 9 o'clock. Hope you're having a great Sunday wherever you may be watching. Well, the days are ticking away, and very soon I will be saying farewell to Queensland. Now, I've already mentioned this before, but for those of you that haven't tuned into the videos so far here, I'd like to say it has been an absolute pleasure to be here today and around here. So it is with sadness, guys, that I have to bid farewell. And as much as I dislike, and as much as I don't want to leave, well, some things are best left unsaid. And I've already mentioned this to you on many of the videos that I've brought to you. Now, I usually wouldn't bring an episode to you on the weekend, but like I said on Thursday, I might as well make the most of what I've got and try and make as many videos as I can before I pack this computer up and send it to Sydney to the new studios. So, I'd like to go over with you now how I came up here and why I wanted to come up here. Well, I wanted to come up here so I can get a feel of what Queensland was like. But in May of last year, I got very homesick. I was missing my friends. I was missing the people that I had around me, and that was not good. And so that's why I have decided to do something about this, rather than sit and not do anything at all. Because like Mark and I have said on many of the videos we have brought to you, well, people are not going to read my minds, because people are not mind readers, guys. Okay, if you don't tell people what you want, well, they're just going to give you what they want anyway. And you won't want that, would you? No. So my advice to you this morning, ladies and gentlemen, if you want things done, all you've got to do is ask. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. Because asking, okay, is the most important thing. And don't assume that people can read your minds when they won't. When they can't, I should say. Because if people read your minds, like I've just said, people are going to give you what they want and not what you want. So it is better, guys, to speak up and say what you want and be really specific too, guys, because if you're specific, excuse me, if you're specific and to the point, okay, then people will understand. But if you can't tell people, guys, what you want verbally, send an email. And how to send an email in a nice way, okay? Send your email in a nice, positive way, okay? Tell the person what you need and what you requested, but don't confuse the person with a different topic. Stick with it, okay? Just stick with it, okay? Because if you stick to the topic in your email, okay, then people will be able to work out what it is that you want, okay, and and keep your email brief as well. Don't babble on about different things. We have said this many times on the show or many times on the videos that Mark and I have brought to you. So, in your email, be specific, okay? Tell people what you want, okay? If you need to send the email to other people, okay? CC them in, okay? And that way the people that you CC'd in your email, okay? They will make a decision on whether your request is doable or not doable. Okay? Because if you send an email, okay, either on the weekend while the person is not going to get it straight away, they will open the email either when they come in on Monday morning, okay, and then they will get back to you, okay. When you send emails, they must be polite, and that's all I will say on that. It has been my absolute pleasure to bring the shows to you from up here in Queensland. Well, I'd like to go back to where my Brave Park experience first began. Well, you probably have heard this many times, but for those of you that haven't, well, I'll tell you now. My Brave Park experience began on the 5th of April 2022. Now, this was last year, and like I said, I had a lot of challenges there. Okay, now I won't go into all that happened, but how I got up here, well, I put it on my goals in 2020 to come up here. I was supposed to move up here in 2021, but of course, with COVID and the border closures, it was not possible. And on January 28th, I got the date to move up to Queensland. Okay, so on the 24th of March, I left my day option service and began to prepare to come up here to Queensland. So On the 31st of March, I flew from Sydney to Brisbane. Now, I will tell you about what happened. I became quite unwell during the flight, and I had to get medical help. Now, upon arrival in Queensland, where did I go? Straight to the hospital. I didn't, and it was not the way I wanted to start this adventure. But help had to come first, and I arrived at Bray Park on the 5th of April. That was a Tuesday. It was a beautiful, sunny afternoon, 27 degrees, like a late summer's autumn day. And what a way to welcome me to Bray Park, I must admit. And for dinner that night, the first night I had a mango chicken and another client cooked. And then that was April done and dusted. Now once I celebrated my 47th birthday here. And then there was Easter to go, and then there was Good Friday. And we had fish and chips that day. So $12.10 it cost. And we all enjoyed it. And after Easter came Anzac Day. And then on the 29th of April, which was a Friday, I went on my first outing to Sandgate. Now, I enjoyed my first outing to Sandgate, and I really liked it. And my second outing, episode 2 of my videos, was to the Redcliffe Peninsula, the beach side. And then on the Monday, the 2nd of May, I went for a barbecue at a park to meet up with someone's family. And that was April done and dusted. And then on the 4th of May, I nearly had a crying session because I was homesick. Now, homesickness, guys, is not a good thing. Okay, it really is not. And I went to Waco that day too. So I will come back and tell you more about this after the break. The time is coming up to 5 minutes to 9 o'clock. It's Sunday, the 29th of January. Good morning. Barry here with you. A special Sunday edition of In the Studio with yours truly. Good morning again. Barry here with you. Sunday the 29th of January. I'd like to continue this now this video now by presenting to you a special trivia package to you all. You guys have been marvelous up here in Queensland, respecting my wish to go back down south. And to all of you, staff up here at the Price, not only here in Ebbw Vale, but Bray Park as well. Thank you. I'd like to go over some of the things that I've done up here in Queensland. I've crossed the Story Bridge in my wheelchair. I've done Scarborough a few times. I've done South Bank a few times. I've done Strathpine a few times. I've done Chermside a couple of times. I've done Indooroopilly. I've done the Absolute Rock. I've done some cook-ups here too. And I have not had a shortage of activity. Although I did catch COVID last year. And I'd like to tell you how this happened. Well, I was out doing episode 21 on Monday, June 14th of last year. And I became very unwell. And how did I get COVID? Well, I don't know how I got it. Nobody knows how I got it. But I was in isolation for 12 whole days last year. And I'd like to tell you it was very, very frustrating. I couldn't get out and go out of my room. I couldn't do community access. I couldn't do my out and about sessions with anybody. And excuse me, I couldn't do anything. So it was either the bed or the chair. So I had to do a couple of studio sessions in the chair and lie in the bed. That was very frustrating. But my isolation ended on Sunday, June 26th. I was only allowed to sit in the doorway of my room. Very frustrating. But I had to do this very carefully so I wouldn't infect anybody. Like you see, even before I got COVID, I was feeling under the weather then. On Sunday the 13th of June, I went to Deception Bagels, acquired that from Bray Park, and I got worse. And then on Sunday night, I went to bed. I went to sleep, and then on Monday morning, I woke up. I had a sore throat. This is how June 14th started. I woke up in the morning, okay, had my breakfast, and then I did my intro to Out and About episode 21 at Scarborough. And I can tell you viewers, I was flagging really badly. And by the end of Monday of Monday, by the end of Monday, June 14th, I had the COVID test. And would you believe it? I had COVID. Very, very annoying it was. And like I said, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even go come out of my room for 12 whole days. Now imagine being cooped up in your room, in your bed for 12 days, away from everybody. Well, very annoying it was. Extremely annoying. And I was cranky too at the time. So that's why I had to cancel a few of my out and about episodes. And like I said, my isolation ended on Sunday, June 26th. But on Monday, 27th of June, I was still pretty upset because I wanted to get back to Sydney as soon as possible. But the problem was, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have the funding for it, and nor was I approved for it. I thought had been approved for it, but it was miscommunication. You know, when you think you've been approved for something, and you go around telling everybody the good news, and then suddenly someone tells you you hadn't been approved. Well, that's what happened to me. The bad news came through initially on the 20th of May, and that's when all my frustration began. It was terrible. I was very cranky that day. I won't go into detail about it, but I can tell you now, a lot of people were not very happy about my attitude and how I was handling things. The manager was very disappointed. I think a lot of people were. Imagine if I recorded this on YouTube. I don't think a lot of people would have liked to have watched it. But let me move off 2022 now, because it is done and dusted. We are now into 2023. And before I get on to what's about to happen, towards the end of last year, I got the news that I had been waiting for, the approval of the house in Sydney, on Sydney's northern beaches. And I was jumping out of my chair. I could not stop jumping out. I went boing, 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 like a kangaroo. I was that excited that I nearly went through the roof. Well, not quite, but I can tell you guys, you know, I've never been so happy in all my life to hear such good news. and I have not been stopped celebrating since. So going back to July of last year before we moved back to this year, my Out and About series recommenced, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I've challenged my 3-person into a game of bowling, and that was something to behold. We got 111 points each, and that's a pretty impressive score. Now, I don't have time to tell you all that has happened, guys, but just moving forward back to this year now, very soon it will be the end of what started on the 6th of April, the 5th of April, sorry, of last year. I started my videoing at Bray Park. I started the video on the 5th of April at 7:35 in the evening at Bray Park. And that was my opening sequence to the next. Uh, the first night, sorry about that, the first night at Bray Park was my opening sequence. And since that time, my episodes have gone zip, and now in 2023, I have done many episodes. I've done about 72 episodes since I've been with you. I've missed a couple, but when people get sick, their health comes first, the same as mine. Okay? But this trivia is far from over, because today, being Sunday, January 28th, 29th, sorry, this is almost the end of my time here in Queensland. But don't go away, guys, because I've got plenty more coming up. The time is coming up to 20 minutes to 10. You're with Barry Fear on this special edition of In the Studio. Yours truly. I will be back with you very, very shortly. Stay with me. Well, good morning again. Welcome back. This is Barry Fear here. To conclude the morning session of my special Sunday wrap with you, I'd like to say a really big thank you to all of you for having me here in Queensland. It has been my absolute pleasure and honor to do the show with you. I hope that you continue to watch the show when I return to Sydney. Now, as much as Queensland has been great, okay, it is really time for me to head back down south to my friends and to see my brothers and my sister, and my sister-in-law and my nieces and nephews. You have all been great to me so far, and over the past 10 months we've had a lot of fun together, ups and downs. I've been cranky a few times, but hey, that is life. The show is not over yet because I've got a special this afternoon and a recipe to bring you. So I'm going to tell you on this afternoon session how I got to know you guys here in Queensland. So stay tuned, okay? Because the show is not over yet, okay? And for those of you living in New South Wales, daylight saving concludes in April. So I will be in Sydney for my birthday. So like I said, it has been a wonderful journey here in Queensland. But unfortunately, the Queensland shoes did not fit on the Queensland foot, on the Queensland feet, I should say. And, and you know what it's like, guys, when something doesn't fit, now don't force yourself to wear it. Don't force yourself into something that is not right, that is not comfortable, correction. So I will be back with you this afternoon to bring you more of this special edition of the Sunday Wrap, or the Sunday Follies. So join us tomorrow for episode 73. I will be back with you then, but stay with me this afternoon because I've got plenty more to bring up. The time is coming up to 11:30 Sunday morning. Thanks for joining me here. This is Barry here with you at nearly 1:45 here on Sunday afternoon. Now, unfortunately, the show is winding up after 10 months. I hate having to make a decision to wind up the show, which I enjoy bringing to you so much. Now, a lot of you may be sitting at home with a box of tissues right now because I suppose you're wondering why I'm saying this. Well, you know, I went through a lot of things up here in Queensland. And whilst I'm talking to you about my experience, okay, let me tell you how to use the hand sanitizer. Okay, squeeze it on like so. Okay, and then you rub it in. Okay, so getting back to the seriousness of the show. Now, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, I really hate making a decision about winding up a great series that I have enjoyed bringing to you so much. And it's like with a television show. Sometimes if the show is good, the ratings go up. But if they're not so good, the ratings plummet. Now I'm sure you people out there that have been watching my show over the past 10 months. Even so, I've missed a couple of episodes due to COVID. Okay, I have really hated to make this decision, but I've got all my friends and my brothers and my sister down in New South Wales, and it makes it hard for me to see them when I'm up here, when they're, and I've got all my siblings and friends down there in NSW. Well, I don't need to worry anymore because I'm just about to go and see them. So, yeah, it's really been an absolute pleasure to be with you all here up in Queensland. Now, I won't go through all that happened whilst I was up here because I will have to do a separate show, and I don't have the time for that. And I don't want to bore you viewers with the same thing. So, guys, I really do hope that you have a wonderful February, March, and Easter, and Anzac Day, and whatever comes your way for the future. But don't get the tissue down yet, because I've still got plenty more shows coming your way before I leave. And like I've just said, I really have enjoyed bringing the show to you. Now, if I wasn't here bringing the show to you, well, you wouldn't be watching me. Well, you wouldn't be watching the marvelous shows that I put together for you, or that I had been putting together for you each week here up in Queensland. And like I said, I really do hope that you enjoy the shows. So episode 73 with Mark and I, which is coming up tomorrow, of course, on Monday the 30th of January. And boy, hasn't January gone like the... Where's January gone? Has it whizzed by? I think it has. So, I can't believe how fast January is gone. It's just gone like the... So, I'm going to say good afternoon to you now and take a break, and I will come back to you later on tonight before I call it a day. So guys, I really do thank you for being on this journey here in Queensland with me. And thank you for coming on my wagon. I have had my ups and downs with you all. But hey, we can't expect life to be perfect, can we? And we can't force life to be perfect. If something is not going our way, should we carry on about it? No. And another thing I'd like to say before I close the Sunday afternoon session and prepare for the Sunday evening's show. Okay, now I normally wouldn't do a show on a Sunday, but I'm better prepare myself to do the last of the Queensland shows. Okay, because what's the point of having a show if I don't have anything to present? So this is Barry here. Thank you for joining me here. Have a great afternoon and I will talk to you later. Thanks for being on the journey with me and bye bye. Bye bye now.